So, you've seen those wine professionals before, right? You know, the ones that work in restaurants, wineries, and other fancy places. With just one sip, typically a very exaggerated, kind of annoying sip, they can tell you everything you need to know about that particular wine. These professionals are called wine sommeliers. But did you know that there are also tea experts or tea sommeliers? Hey, uppity people, this is your girl Heather. I'm a student in the art of tea, and as I embark on this journey, my mission is to spread information and inspiration one cup of tea at a time. Today, we're talking about tea experts. Who are they? Why do we need them? If you're curious and want to hear the number one piece of information you must know to immediately up your tea game, keep watching. First things first, did you know that after water, tea is the most consumed beverage in the world? That's right. More people drink tea than coffee, wine, Red Bull, Diet Coke, or anything else. So why wouldn't we need an expert in all things tea? The word sommelier is an old French word that was used back in the day to describe a waiter, a steward, or general professional in all things wine. A tea sommelier is a trained and knowledgeable professional who is well versed in all aspects of tea, especially as it affects the consumer. Tea in all its varieties offers just as much subtlety and complexity as fine wine. And in many countries around the globe, the tea service is one of the highest expressions of culture. A tea expert knows all about the different categories of tea, how they're produced, the regions they come from, and the history of the social development of tea. And of course, they also know all about how to cook with tea, the best food pairings, and how to design an awesome menu situated around tea. The challenge for many tea experts is convincing everyday tea drinkers that drinking tea is so much more than a mug and a tea bag. The history of tea is embedded in the history of our world. Learning about it is learning about geography, colonialism, power struggles, and so much more. Let us not forget that these United States of America decided to get their independence after a pretty important event. The Boston Tea Party. The foundations of drinking tea can be traced all the way back to the Zen Buddhist monks of China in the 5th century. These OG tea drinkers used it to stay awake during meditation. And eventually, through trade, tea was also used by warriors to get reinvigorated before battle. Even though today we like to associate tea with the British, they were actually the last Europeans to enter the tea game. The Portuguese were actually the first Europeans to drink tea, and the Dutch were the ones who popularized it. But no matter which country we're talking about, there are so many nuances in tea culture depending on where you are. In Asian cultures, for example, there is a whole philosophy called teaism. Teaism describes a sense of focus and concentration that comes from the effect of drinking great tasting tea. While tea originated in China, it eventually spread around the world. And today, there are major tea producing countries on just about every continent. But you don't have to be intense and follow the true path of tea. If you're interested in learning about more tea and becoming well versed in it, the one thing that you must know is that when tea experts are talking about tea, they're not talking about a tea bag. They're talking about loose leaf tea, just like this. And so if you're interested in learning more about tea, I definitely suggest that you gradually introduce yourself to the world of loose leaf tea. In a future video, we'll talk about why loose leaf tea is the preferred method of tea experts. But for now, just know, if you want to be fancy in the circles talking about tea, leave the tea bags out of it. Just leave the tea bags out of it. There is literally a world to explore when it comes to talking about tea. My mission as a tea sommelier in training is to encourage a healthy sense of an inflated self-esteem. So go ahead. Be a little uppity when it comes to tea. Drop some knowledge on your family, your friends, or your colleagues the next time you're hanging out. If you're interested in going on this tea journey with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because in the next video, I'll be talking all about what tea even is. And hint, that nice hot beverage with chamomile, ginger, or peppermint that you've been drinking, most likely, it's not actually tea. So go ahead, grab a cup of tea, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you next time.